So once again, I'm Brad Snyder from Fight News.
Yes.
So you get the call of a lifetime a couple weeks ago. Where was your fitness when you got the call? I know you were preparing for another fight, but where was your fitness then, and how ready do you feel for this big moment?
I mean, when I got the call, we were just about ending camp for my fight. So my fight was scheduled 3 days after this scheduled fight, which is June 3rd. Mine was June 6th. It was going to be Tuesday night fights out in Costa Rica. So it's perfect timing. It's perfect timing. I was coming to an end of my camp. So this is the week that I peak. So that's why I was just like, everything lined up so perfectly that I couldn't have said, no, there's no way. And this is the best camp. I know every fighter says that every single time, but I've never had a strength and conditioning trainer, and Coach Larry Wade out in Vegas put me in the best conditioning shape for this opportunity. So, yeah.
Have you followed Shields' career? What do you see when you watch Shields fight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I see her fight, I mean, somebody out there fighting with every single bit of their heart, their soul. So I've always said, like, Shields will be out there fighting, dragging her leg and throwing punches still. So I know that's the kind of fighter that she is. But I also know the kind of fighter that I am. So I have absolutely no doubt in my ability inside the ring with the new team that I have, and the strength and the confidence that they've installed in me for this opportunity. It is perfect timing.
Okay.
So Shields, self-proclaimed greatest woman of all time, but also some people think that, first off, do you think she is? And then if you do think she is the greatest woman fighter out there, how do you get past that during fight week?
Well, the greatest woman of all time that she, self-proclaimed. And I do believe she's an amazing fighter. I mean, she's done so much for herself and for women's boxing, so I'm not one to be like, oh, no, this is easy work. It's going to be a great fight, but come fight night, I'll be able to say I beat the greatest woman of all time, so what does that mean? So.
Very good.
Why will you win this fight? What specifically will make the difference for you? Everything that my team has installed in me. I continue to say that, and I can't express that enough. Come fight night, you guys will be able to see what I call this. Well, I have a mentor of mine who called this Mari 2.0, and I'm taking it on because it's completely like any film that has ever been out there of me. There's nothing, absolutely nothing of that Mari that's stepping into this ring. So I'm excited for the world to see that.
Marshall just had a fight against Shields, which was a great moment for women's boxing. What do you possess that Marshall doesn't that will get your hand raised at the end of the night?
When I was watching that Marshall and Shields fight, I was saying to myself as I was watching, what is she doing? Like, the style of fighting, the way she took the fight to her. I was confused by that and didn't adapt to, it wasn't working. But something was off on Marshall on that night that just Claressa was able to capitalize it. So, and she ultimately won, obviously. But everything about that fight is going to be completely different with me. And you guys are going to ask, what exactly is it? Come fight night, you guys will see.
We've covered that you're ready, you're in shape, but tell me about the feeling when you found out you were getting this big fight.
The feeling. Truly, I got this call. I was asleep when I got this call. I returned the call to my team, and I told them, let's negotiate it, and if it's this, and that, if the numbers are right, obviously, also, the numbers are right. It sounded like they had a problem. I didn't have a problem. I was going to be fighting, so make it. It's a great opportunity, yeah, but respect that I also had something going on myself, but then the next day, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and literally, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, I knelt down, and I prayed, and I specifically felt it within that now was the time. And for me, I heard God's voice, but I heard it so clear that I sent a message to her. I sent a voice note to her. I said, I don't give a if they give me $5 for this, I'm taking this fight. The time is now for me.
Wow.
So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is the perfect time for this. And a lot of people may say this is a short notice for Madi, you know, but I'm in tip-top shape.
Okay.
Last question for me, and welcome to Detroit, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying. Without giving up too much of your strategy, what do you have to stop Shields from doing for you to be victorious? What is the one weapon you got to take away from her? Speed, power, what?
The one weapon to take away from her?
Yeah, for you to be victorious.
I mean, she's gonna continue to be coming. I mean, face fire with fire. Period. There's no way. There's no backing down at all.
So
with
big
this.
heart or endurance or training?
Heart, endurance, everything, and the kitchen sink. So that's the kind of fighter Claressa is. That's gonna take everything, you know. And I'm so ready for it. I really am. So yeah.
Well, good skills on fight night.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Last question for me, and then I'll let everybody else have a chance. You said you've been working with a strength and conditioning coach. When I was watching you in the ring, it looked like you were really cracking the right hand. Have you noticed a difference in power?
I've always had power. That's one thing. When very first day that I learned what a jab was, which was 11 years ago, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but one thing that they told me was I hit like a man. The exact words, I hit like a man. And I was like, well, that's good. That's a good thing in this sport,
good.
right? Yeah. I didn't grow up watching boxing. I didn't grow up watching boxing. I grew up like watching Julio Cesar Chavez, but then as I grew up, you know, my young adulthood, I didn't watch Mike Tyson. Crazy, I know, but that wasn't my family's priority. I didn't get exposed to that. So I happened to fall in love with the sport though. And my power, I just didn't know how to utilize the lower part of my body.
Yeah, put your legs
Yeah,
in it.
yeah. So they taught me. They taught me a lot in a very short period of time. I've been with Salas just and his team for about a month and a half. But I was an athlete growing up. I went to college, played college volleyball, fast pitch, so everything was like the hip twerk, the arm movement, everything like that. So I can adapt.
You already
quickly.
have the technique.
Correct.
Okay.
Now I just needed to know how to understand boxing. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my friend.
Thank you.